Good morning, my artsy friends. Happy Sunday. Outside of normal live we're having today, we are wrapping up Thrifty Pastel Month. Today is the last day, or should I say, yesterday was actually the last day of submissions. And this live is going to be all of that coming together, as well as us announcing the winner of Thrifty Pastel Month. And we're also going to be doing a flip through, sort of all of the illustrations that I have kind of done in some type of pastel work throughout the month of November. We'll take a look at what's going to be in the prize package because it has come in, and then we will announce our winner. So hopefully everything's going to be real cool, real cool. And if you're watching on replay, don't hesitate to jump in the comment section. Let me know if you participated, what you painted for each day. Keep in mind you didn't have to follow a prompt at all, and you didn't have to make a submission to enter into the prize package. The hope is that you just had fun with Thrifty Pastel Month and trying out the word pastel itself in many different forms. So, during the month of November, every year, this channel hosts a challenge known as Thrifty Pastel Month. This is the third one, 2025. It's always hosted on Instagram. And I'll post that are made on Instagram with the hashtag Thrifty Pastel Month, whatever the year is, it's entered into a drawing for a mega prize giveaway. This year we had 4 prompts for the month. Of course, there's one prompt each week, giving you a full week to create around that prompt and get it posted. Now, I will say that for this year, for some reason, I had more people submitting um, or sending me their submissions through like DM on Facebook Messenger. I didn't really have people that necessarily posted here on Instagram. So that when you hit the hashtag Thrifty Pastel Month, it would take you to those. But uh, I'll just show you guys the ones that did tag. So when you hit Thrifty Pastel Month or search Thrifty Pastel Month 2025 on Instagram, you're going to get the submissions. Now the submissions that are here are from myself and one other artist. Everybody else sent theirs through DM or through messaging or put them in a chat or in a group, which I'll be honest made it a little difficult to keep up with all the submissions and to be completely fair about the number of submissions that went into the prize package drawing. So it did make it a bit difficult, but I do think that I did a pretty decent job of keeping up with everybody's name and making sure that everybody had a submission for each one of your pastel paintings. So that's what it was. It was pretty straightforward. We had 4 prompts. Week 1 was outside. Week 2 was dessert. Week 3 was snow, and week 4 was bug. So week 1 was as soon as I can find that calendar. Here we go. So week 1, the prompt was outside. And for that one, I actually did November's Grabby watercolor calendar, and we used watercolors mixed with white in order to make pastel tones and paint a very simple, straightforward outside scenery to cover the prompt for outside, which I actually had a lot of fun. It was real simple and straightforward. I think this ended up being a real time tutorial over in Patreon, and then it became a time lapse here on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. So this has a video that you can go check out if you would like to. All right. Then we move on to, I want to say the next thing I painted was using what was those? The Stabilo Woody 3-in-1 kind of crayon, watercolor pencil pastel, and the bow got painted. We did this live here on YouTube. So it may be 2 or 3 lives back, but you can go find it and paint along if you would like to. It was a lot of fun. That live was a lot of fun. Just playing around with those woodies and seeing if they was actually worth all the hype in the end. And you can go check that video out if you are interested in it. Okay, which brought us to week 2. And for week 2, the prompt was dessert. And I painted both of these actually, this one as well. But I painted a 10 by 7 image of some Christmas candy for the dessert because I decided to turn that prompt into one of the paintings that I'm doing for, excuse me, the holiday wall collection. So this was a lot of fun. This is done in Artwell gouache, mixing it with titanium white gouache in order to make pastel shades and tones. And then we painted this sort of candy composition. This one also has a pre-recorded release, if I'm not mistaken, on YouTube. So most of these, well, I'm pretty sure all three of these you can find videos for if you're interested. Actually, it's going to be a lot you can find videos for. Okay, that pushed us on to doing another kind of in between painting, which ended up being a Uberry tree painting where I used soft pastel sticks or chalk pastel for the very first time. Now, this was done over in the Creation Station level of the Thrifty Patreon community. Again, I had a lot of fun with this, especially for it being the very first time that I used soft pastels, on camera, where I was actually trying to relate, quote unquote, teach the things that I learned from different classes, different videos, different online instructionals that I had taken. Because you guys know I love to share those things that I learned. I don't call myself an instructor or a teacher. I call myself a knowledge sharer. I just like to share what I learned. It's kind of that simple. All right. Hey, View, how are you? Glad you made it in. So that was an in between pastel painting because I would this one and say like the bow were just kind of done as kind of background practice so that I could do some pastel work outside of it just being the prompts. All right. Then that brought us to we had a live where we played around with those play art colored gouache sticks. Yeah, so that particular painting didn't make this flip through because as you guys know it was just a play around type thing. It was really fun. Those play sticks are going to be play art gouache sticks, I'm sorry, are going to be wonderful for like collage work, scrapbooking work, junk journaling, maybe art journaling, doing backgrounds and things like that. But they're nothing that you're going to really accomplish any major fine artwork with. So that one didn't make the cut, which brought us to week 3, which was snow. Now, for week 3, snow, again, I tackled a pastel painting. This one is done in soft pastels as well as pastel pencils. And this was the second time I attempted to use soft pastels on camera and share with you guys kind of my process of getting this illustration completed. I'll have to say, I actually enjoyed doing this one much more than I did this one. I think with this one, I was a little intimidated, kind of scared. It was the first time. Oh my goodness, it has to come out right. And then with this one, I was just kind of more relaxed and laid back. What I will tell you is that, and I'm pretty sure it may be like this for a lot of YouTube artists or people who kind of take and edit their work to put it up for other people to watch. You are under so much less pressure when you're painting or you're creating and you're not recording because you're not so worried about it coming out great and making a good impression and people liking it and hitting the thumbs up on the video. I mean, because you have all that type of stuff running through your mind as you create anything for YouTube or any platform where um, you have a following. So that was, let's just recap real quick. Day 1 was the pastel watercolors. Um, the second thing I painted was the bow with the Woody 3-in-1 crayons, pastels. Then there was the gouache painting where we mixed white gouache with regular gouache colors, just like we did with the watercolors here. Then there was the Uberry painting, which was done over in Creation Station. A lot of fun. Then there was the snow painting, which was done here on YouTube. So you can definitely find the video for that. All right. which brought us to week 4 of Thrifty Pastel Month, which would have been this last week, where the prompt was bold. Now, I took this one in a little bit of a different direction. Every year for the holiday season, I paint some type of Christmas bold painting. I do something that's got pine needles and some type of Christmas ornament that's reflecting all these lights and things. Well, this year for bulb, I took it in a little bit of a different direction, and did an outside nighttime silhouetted scene, that I felt was a little detailed for it to only be two colors. So this one was done in oil pastel. Actually, no, hold on, let's back up. Before week 4, there was the oil pastel painting of the lemons, which was done in Creation Station, so that I would be able to get a few more paintings in this month with oil pastels. I wanted to get at least two in with soft pastels, two in with oil pastels, and then water soluble products, which we saw on the paper. So this still life of lemons was done with um, Paul Rubens oil pastels, which I have been testing out for review. They're pretty decent. I won't get into them too much into this live because that's not what we're here to talk about. But there will be a review coming up for those Paul Rubin oil pastels soon. I like the way this turned out. It was a lot of fun. It was in two videos, a live for Monday night schedule on Creation Station on Patreon, and then we finished it up in a behind the scenes reel, which was also released in Creation Station on Patreon. So you can definitely check the link in the video description for Patreon. Go check out the Creation Station, see if it's something that you would like to become a member of. Okay, now that brought us to week 4, the very last painting, which was Bold, again done as a real time. Oh, it's upside down. Sorry. Done as a real time illustration in the Creation Station, and then released as a time lapse here on YouTube. And I just took a couple different shades of blue, black, excuse me, and a white pastel, and just kind of wanted to do this outside scene that gave you the idea that you would be looking up at bulbs in the tree, be they Christmas lights or just like a regular winter promenade type day. So there are all of the illustrations that I've painted geared specifically towards Thrifty Pastel Month, this year. So I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. I did. Hoping that next year we will get even more participation into Thrifty Pastel Month. As I said earlier in the video, there were quite a few submissions that were made, but they weren't all made on Instagram. They weren't all tagged. Oh, I'm sorry. One last thing. I forgot to show you guys this. There was also this pastel landscape illustration done in the Creation Station, where we used, oh, what was that? Tonic? Yes, tonic watercolors in order to paint sort of this pastel fall type scene, with reflections in the water. It was really straightforward and simple, but I was really testing to see how bright and vibrant those tonic watercolors were and whether or not they would have a huge shift once they moved from being wet to dry. They actually didn't. Those watercolors are really decent, and I've painted a lot of paintings with those watercolors. So we're definitely going to be having the review drop for the tonic professional watercolors soon as well. So keep your ears to the ground for that. But I took this illustration and turned it into a spiral bound sketchbook after we finished it up inside the Creation Station. I don't know. It was something to do. It was something to do. So that would be the entirety of everything that I completed for Thrifty Pastel Month. And I would say I had bukus of fun. Bukus of fun. Now, these two illustrations will end up in that holiday wall art collection that I was telling you guys about. They were specifically painted for that. So I'm going to be putting those in some protective sleeves until I finish working on everything else that goes with that collection. All right. So that brings me to, yes, I did get all of, I mean, between the DMs and the Facebook messages and the Patreon chat feed, and those that actually did post on Instagram, tag Thrifty Apprentice in it, and then put the hashtag Thrifty Pastel Month 2025 in it. I got all of you guys in. Okay, so let's talk about the prize package. As you know, the prize package for Thrifty Pastel Month this year includes a 12 count of Faber Castell Creative Studio Soft Pastel. This is a Soft Pastel art kit. So this is actually a kit, and I wasn't aware when I initially included this in the prize package. But what you get inside this is 12 soft pastels, 6 sheets of paper, which are 4 by 6, a kneaded eraser, a retractable eraser, a blending stump, and a clear eraser shield. It does let you know that the contents may vary than those shown, but you're going to get a combination of some type of what's listed here in the box, which is super, super cool. I've seen quite a few soft pastel artists make a recommendation for these as a starter set. So I thought that they would be really cool, especially if you're like me and you're not, soft pastel is not your main medium or something you just may want to try out, see if you like it. This would be a great way to do it without spending any money at all. Or if you just want to grab this on your own, they're on Amazon and it's super affordable. It's under 15 bucks for the whole set that includes all of those goodies in it. The next thing in the prize package is going to be a 12 count of classic eye crayon water soluble pastels. Now, I'm particularly crazy about these. They are water soluble. They will spread with the water. However, they also sort of act like an oil pastel because they are super soft and creamy, and they will blend together with the pressure of another crayon. So you could use them water solubly, or you could use them as like more like an oil pastel, and they will work in in both circumstances, in my opinion. So I grabbed the 12 count. If you want to check out a review for this, there is a review on the channel of the 25 count of classic as well as the 25 count of Euro or not oil pastels, but eye crayon water soluble pastels. So that 12 count is going to be included in the prize package. And then last but not least, there is a Color 24-piece premium pastel pencil set. This is a traditional portrait set, so you're going to get 24 colors that lend towards natural skin tones. Not to say that they can't be used in other illustrations, This just to say that this particular set, and I'm not a pastel pencil avid user. I'm definitely not a portrait artist, although I keep saying I really wanted to. It was my intention to kind of get into doing portraits during 2025, but I don't know who else feels me on this, but 2025 went by so fast. It was just like one thing after another with this year. One minute is January, you look up the next minute, and we're literally a day before the 1st of December. It's just been so much that has gone on that it seems like the year flew by. Anyway, um, so the 24 set of pastel yeah. Portrait pastel pencils will be included. And I think this is a good buy. I'm going to go back and order the 72 count of Color pastel pencils because I've heard quite a few good things about them. With that said, I will go ahead and let you guys know that the delivery of these packages was not the kindest to me. There is actually a small ding in the watercolor crayon tin. There's a small ding in the pastel pencil tin, which I was really, really disappointed about because I hate to send anybody anything that has any type of damage to it at all. And even the soft pastel box had a little tear on the lip back here. So, yeah, Amazon wasn't the nicest to me with the delivery of these products, but nonetheless, they're here, and someone is a very short way away from winning. So, let's get to going. There were several people. Let's see, we had one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 people outside of myself to participate in Thrifty Pastel Month and actually send me the information in some shape, form, or fashion to be entered into the drawing. I won't tabulate how many times each person is in there. Just know that there are several people who made all 4 paintings and got all 4 submissions. There are some people that only have 3 submissions, some people that only have 1 submission. So all of those names are rolled up inside my little watercolor World Watercolor Month. Nope, this one is not World Watercolor Month. This is have faith, treasure, family, enjoy, friends. It's just a little affirmation on the front of a coffee cup. All right, let's get this going. Let's see what we got going on here. Rolling around some names, making sure they all mixed up and good. All right. Now, if your name is pulled, in order to claim your prize, I will need you to send me an email to the thrifty apprentice at gmail.com. Let me repeat, the thrifty apprentice at gmail.com. You're going to need to send me an email and be like, hey, Thrifty, I'm so and so. I'm the name that you pulled for the Thrifty Pastel Month 2025 prize package. Here's my address. Send me my stuff. All right. So here we go. Here we go. All right. I'm mixing around, I'm pulling a name, All right, we got a name here. Let's see. And the winner of Thrifty Pastel Month 2025 Mega Prayers Package giveaway is Marianne. Marianne, congratulations, Marianne, on your win, friend. You are the winner of the 12 count of soft pastel kit with the 6 pieces of paper, the kneaded eraser, the retractable eraser, the blending stump, and the clear eraser shield. 12 eye crayon, water soluble pastels, and a 24 count of color pastel pencils skin tints made for the traditional portrait artist. Congratulations, friends. Everybody be sure to congratulate Marianne. Very, very happy. So glad that you all participated. All right, friends, that's going to be a wrap on this particular live. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your Sunday in order to come check out the Thrifty Pastel Month 2025 flip through, as well as congratulate the winner on their prize package winning. Again, Palm Street today, 6 p.m. We will be live with the paint along and hopefully some great things that you may want to pick up because this will be the last Palm Street Live this year before Christmas rolls up. All right. We are still having our regularly scheduled Monday morning live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So be sure you're subscribed. Be sure you've hit that notification bell. Be sure you write it down, jot it down, set your calendars so that you can be here tomorrow at 11 a.m. for our regular scheduled paint along. I will have the advertisement for that up soon. I thought I already put it up. I didn't, but it will go up today. So just so you guys know, we will have that live tomorrow. All right, friends. Thank you so very much. Go out, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. For those who will be there, I'll see you this evening. If not, for those who will be here, I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. And remember, as I tell you at the end of every single video, my friends, just keep